Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Just a quick check-in to say hello and just share a message that's on my mind. It's about communication. It's so important to have open lines of communication. This is going to sound a little hippy-dippy, okay, but it is what it is. Open lines of communication to the universe, open lines of communications to ourselves. What do I mean by that? When we stay connected to our internal selves, right? What we're actually thinking, what we're actually feeling, it is so much easier to catch the messages that the universe is sending to us. Which the way I think about it is like they could seriously be sending like a million messages, and if we're lucky, we may catch 3. And also, it's also this thing when we're not connected to ourselves, it's easier to dismiss it. Those 3 messages that we may capture will feel like, well, that was just a coincidence, or that wasn't really for me. That wasn't really what I thought it was about, or whatever. We can dismiss it in so many different ways. And certainly you can treat it as a nothing, or you could breathe it in and take a chance and go, maybe there is something out there, some energy out there that I don't completely understand, but maybe that energy does see me and my plight is not solely my own. Like I am being observed and considered. Okay, and this is sort of tricky to have that kind of mentality, in particular when you are having very difficult moments. Then it's so easy to just go, well, if there is something out there, it certainly does not care about me, because look at the difficulties that I'm experiencing today, or that I have for the last year, or that I have had my whole life, right? And that's fair. It really is fair. And I know that I have always come across this idea of like, if God is real, then either God is not all good or not all powerful, right? That ability, like, are they capable of intervening in difficult moments? Not just for the individual, but like for a society or a country. There are difficult things that happen all the time, right? And so when you think of it that way, then it's only a binary, right? God is either good or bad, or God is either powerful or weak. But is it necessary that those only be the 2 options? Just because a great thinker set it up as a binary doesn't mean that those are the only 2 options. Okay, sort of the way that I have come to understand it is that God is all powerful and God is all good, but that does not mean that God will intervene. They're not there to make our lives easier necessarily. Because again, you have to look at things the way that I'm looking at it. My point of view is that we are here to evolve the soul, not only of the individuals, but as a collective, like as a humankind. And so if that's the case, then again, the easy path is not going to be the optimum path. But that doesn't mean that the life hasn't been considered and that there isn't like goodness sprinkled into it, right? But that doesn't mean that we have come to earth to just experience goodness. It is the sweet and the sour, and so you have to have it all. It's not about just picking and choosing and going, well, I only want the nice things. I only want the sunshine and the rainbows, dude. I don't want to have gloominess and sadness in my life. It's just not, I'm not here to have that experience. Well, we don't get to decide what kind of experience we have. We can put in the work in different areas, right? Show up for ourselves and go, I'm going to do my best to have the best possible outcome in this life as possible. And we should do that, dude. If we feel inspired to do that work, then we should do that work, okay? What can I tell you? It's on the life path, right? But ultimately, we are not in charge. We are not in charge. And so this is where the idea of coming to peace and surrender is so key. I'm saying this to you now, but I'm not saying that because there's nothing in me that goes, peace and surrender. It's so easy. Everybody should be doing peace and surrender. Like, what the fuck? We all should just, like, what's so difficult to understand about this concept? No, dude, I am a human too. I'm having the same experience, okay? And so I know that peace and surrender is sometimes really fucking hard to get to. Really hard, okay? Some days it's not so hard, okay? Other days really fucking hard. And so it's not me saying like I have some wisdom or some knowledge about how these things work. What I can tell you right in this moment is that I know nothing, dude. The more that I understand, the less I know I understand. And so it's one of those energies where I am just, sitting here sharing this because, dude, what can I tell you, dude? I feel like a hungry beggar that is found like a bit of apples or something and wants to share it with those around them. What can I tell you, okay? I don't see myself as like exceptional in any way. Okay, I just see myself as a standard issue human, okay? And so when I come across these concepts, I go, well, dude, is it making things easier for me to digest? Like, is my life getting easier to have this information? No, not necessarily, dude. Sometimes it feels like just the fucking opposite. Okay, so in that sense, it's not a great gift, okay, that I bring to you today or any other fucking day. But, we all of us have a certain amount of free will. And so if for whatever reason these audio recordings are useful to you, then enjoy them, But if for whatever reason they are not giving you any kind of edification, dude, you do not need to listen to them. And as a matter of fact, you should just unfollow, unsubscribe, block, like do anything that you need to do, because this is not, dude, the stuff I'm sharing with you, it's not necessarily going to make your life easier, dude. If anything, my feeling is if you take on the task of living with your eyes wide open, then you are more acutely aware of the difficulties that are happening to you, as opposed to the life that I lived in, in those dark days, in the lost years. I could do a fair amount of pretending that everything was fine. But as I sit here, let me consider, would I rather be living those lost years over again, or would I rather be living the difficulties of having my eyes more fully awake than they were then? No, dude. More fully awake. Living a life of pretension it's just not for me, okay? People do it. I did it for many years, okay? And so there is no judgment in me. Dude, fellow human, however you're living your life right now, you don't get any criticism from me. None. This life is fucking weird. And it can be really difficult. So, anyway, I know that's sort of a heavy message, but it is the moment that I'm having now, and it's the message that I felt would be appropriate to share with you today, because I don't have any intention of being inauthentic or to lie, okay? And so that's what I'm saying, dude. This recording and any of my recordings, they're not for everyone. No offense taken, dude. None taken. Anyway, I hope you all are having a fantastic Wednesday. And until next time, see ya.